Happy Sunday, Internet people. I want to thank you for being here. Every Sunday, I come to the interwebs, the Facebooks and the TikToks, and any place that I can put this short video with a tarot snapshot. Before I jump into this, I want to extend my gratitude for you. Whether you're somebody that's been with me for a while, or somebody that's just new to my journey, or you just happen to find this randomly and you're just going to take it as it is, I want to thank you for taking a short amount of time to allow me to bring this insight to folks. It's not even my insight, it's the tarot cards and it's spirit. And I'm constantly in gratitude to them, and I'm constantly in gratitude to the people that are receptive to the messages, whatever those messages are, from spirit, from tarot. And when it comes to the tarot snapshot, you don't have to be a student of tarot. If you are, it might help you understand it, because tarot is an extension to life. We are constantly a student to life. We're never a finished product. If you're ever interested in reading the cards or working with tarot, you will be a forever student. You cannot know you can't know everything about it. There's no way. And being that it's just a bridge from spirit, as far as I'm concerned, it's a way for spirit to communicate with us, talk to us, give us some insight. We can't ever know everything from spirit. We can't know everything about tarot. So I had to shuffle this deck 5 times, and I'm going to cut it. And the intention of this reading is to bring us, a glimpse as to who we are in this moment, you and I together. The second card is what vexes and perplexes us, our major sort of obstacles or challenges. And then the third card is what heals and reveals, the wisdom that tarot brings us. Now, I cut the deck here. And the card that represents us this week is the Four of Wands. Okay, so the Four of Wands, here's a reminder for everybody. I've actually talked to somebody just recently, and they're like, man, I'm having a hard January. I'm having a harder January than normal. And I think that here's a good reminder about that. There are some traditions where Christmas kind of lasts up until February 2nd. And I love Christmas, not from the spiritual aspect of it. Don't get me wrong, it can be a very spiritual experience for a lot of people. But the winter solstice is the darkest time of the year. December 21st-ish is the shortest day, longest night. And I love Christmas because it's an example of vitamin joy. We need to get our vitamin joy in, and I'm all about this. We have to intentionally seek out joy to combat bitterness and jadedness and just the awfulness that can happen to our spirit, our mind, and our heart. We intentionally seek joy out. This, to me, is the Merry Christmas card, the Happy Birthday card. It's like the marriage card. It is a card of festivity, a card of abundance. I want to take this opportunity. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, and January is still a pretty dark time of the year, it can be cold and gray for a lot of people, I want you to actively pursue the vitamin joy, to bring the stability into your life with vitamin joy. This could be different for everybody, because my joy is certainly not going to be somebody else's joy. A great example, and it's funny that I've got the Four of Wands to go with this. A great example of vitamin joy is the Golden Girls. Most people love Sophia, Blanche, Dorothy, Rose. What a gift that show was to us. What a gift those actors were to us. And look at the legacy they left. Even, I think it's probably 22, 24 minutes long without the commercials. Even a 22, 24 minute long episode of The Golden Girls can bring us joy. And I have a definition of joy. Joy is what we're experiencing when we forget who we are. So you and I, we have a certain amount of bullshit in our life. We have stress and trauma and pain and turmoil and obligations and responsibilities. If you have access to the internet, it's a good chance that you do because you're watching this. Go stream Golden Girls montage on YouTube. Bring up Hulu, watch it. I'm not sure where it is. I think it's on Hulu or maybe some other platforms. But bring that up and watch that. Now, you might have something different. I've experienced this message before with MASH or Laverne and Shirley or Taxi. And that's kind of showing you some older shows. For folks, those are sort of like really when I was a young kid, those were the shows that were on. I'm a huge fan of Three's Company and John Ritter. That is a moment for us to escape from the responsibilities. And that's so important because when we check back in, we're stronger. So this is that party energy, that going to the party, going to the Christmas party. Right now we're in January and we got to continue that energy of making sure that we are finding the joy. We have to find that joy or we're missing the point of this world, which is a beautiful gift to us all. It has its problems, it has its jaded edges, but ultimately this is a beautiful life, and we might lose focus of that if we're constantly concentrating on the negative. So here's a reminder that we should be in this place of always seeking that joy, that Merry Christmas feeling, that happy birthday feeling, that celebration of life. The card that vexes and perplexes us might have to do with not being able to feel that, but here we go. We'll look. The moon. This is a fascinating addition to this. The moon is the card, I call it the werewolf card. This talks about us being under the influence. This is space weather, astrological stuff that kind of affects us. This could be political stuff. And we have to be mindful of 2024 because we're going to see a lot of people be manipulated and controlled by politics and the game that's become social media and all of that. We have to be mindful of what we're falling under the influence of. And this could still be the cold and the dark of the year, the grayness of January. My mind is bringing me to Winter Carnival. The idea that I remember in school when I was a young kid, we'd have Winter Carnival. There's this February break, February-ish, where it's like, oh, come on, guys, we're not celebrating Christmas, but there's other ways to celebrate in the cold and dark winter. And that's, again, combating what we're all under the influence of. We're truly under the influence of, the darkness, the gray, the cold, all of it. And that's going to affect us to certain degrees. Let's take a look at the card that heals and reveals. Okay, the Six of Pentacles. This is a card of charity and goodwill. Recently, this card has taken on another meaning to me. The Pentacles in Tarot represent the earth element. Okay, the earth element, the Pentacles, have taught me that we have to be patient. You take a seed, a kernel of corn, you plant it in the ground, and you could yell at it, scream at it. You can't do anything but wait for it to do its thing. But patience does not mean complacence. Patience does not mean complacence. So you fertilize, you water, you till, you weed, you do all of those things while being patient for the corn to do what it's going to do. This card right here has come to mean to me the fertilizer card. We have to fertilize the soil to get the best crops. So here we are. We might be in a position of asking for help. We might be in a position of giving help. But this is very much make sure that you're giving, even to yourself. Because if you want to be the best version, the strongest version of yourself, you will never accomplish that through neglect. You have to give yourself what you need over and over. Sustain yourself. This is physically, your sleep, your rest, your water, all of that, play, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, feeding those parts of yourself so you can have the best existence while you have this life. So how will you fertilize yourself this week while we're still in a pretty dark time of the year? That's a great question. So thank you for being here. Be well, and I'll see you next week.